Sahasrara. It's exploring and adventuring and taking a look into that vastness, that insight into the top 1,000-petal lotus. And going through this area, taking action through this area, looking at illusions, delusions, obsessions, addictions, that grasping, that puzzle piece where we're subconsciously working from the subconscious, where we need to look at how we can deconstruct those dots, that puzzle, that patterning, to create and relearn something new for you, for me, for us, for we. Because what we do here, we do everywhere. My name is Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of blissbee.me, Integrative Holistic Health. I'm here to share because I care. Yeah, we all care. We all do our bit to be the best human that we can be in this given moment in time, in this time and space, in this situation, in our lives. And what better place to do it than together? So thank you for being here. I know that you have a choice to be anywhere and you're choosing to be here. So from my bottom of my heart, I'm in the deepest gratitude. Thank you. Let's get started because it's a shorter morning this morning. And we talked about one of the demons of the Sahasrara is attachment and what attachment is. And then we went into transcendence and immanence. Today I thought we'd take a little bit of a shorter journey into what that all is, and we'll talk a little bit about sort of the higher power, the higher self, that place that which we align to every single morning as we ground, center, and align. That place that in our pranic highway, in that super highway of our breath, that can take us into that vastness of this region, the 6th and 7th chakra, into that portion of the biofield that expands some of our furthest distances from our body. The celestial biofield, the etheric biofield. As we float in those areas, it's our boundary. It's one of our boundaries. It's like that furthest outer core area of our biofield that it protects us. It does absolutely protect us. So when we talk about higher power, we often can find that work in something like addictions. It's common. It's a common program. It's a common study in addictions is that higher power. It's the point that gives us that fine line of hope. Or we, you, me, we, they, there. All, when in that situation, we find that fine line of hope. I've spent a couple of years working in a closed private environment of addictions. And it's hope that always, it seems, it's a catalyst. It truly is the catalyst. So when we work with that it is that fine line. It's that connection. It's that trust. There's a lot of people that I experienced in the addictions that, it wasn't their first time there. Their hope was diminishing. And, on occasion, very rarely, it was like there was just that smallest spark of the soul left. That addiction had worn them so far down. So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look and unpack that, at where we're going with that in the next few minutes before we get right into it. So I'm once again going to refer to Anna Death's work, because when we get to this work, it's not something that we work with every single day. It could be and it's about turning on that light, going, wow, I should maybe look at how I unpack that. and how that may be showing up in its pre-primary stages, its primary stages, or is full on and full blown in your life, whether it's alcohol, food, chaos. Some people are addicted to chaos, harmony through chaos, because that's how they grew up. That too is an addiction to criticism, addiction to judgment. It doesn't have to just be the almighty drugs or the almighty alcohol, but certainly that is in our society like it's never been in our society before on so many levels. And most of the drugs or alcohols or whatever the addictions are opiates, are legal. That's the level of everyday lifestyle we're working with. So only by surrendering to these attachments, our unworkable belief systems, our addictive habits, our need to control, can we really truly experience the magnitude of the universal identity of this area. And only then can we open up to the possibilities that exist in this area. Basically, our earliest experience of that higher power came from our parents. As little ones, that we just looked up to them. They were like our gods, all powerful, all knowing. When we were helpless, we were as babies, they clothed us, they fed us. They were our first teachers, whether it was in right or wrong, and doing their best as they could in that moment in time. They were our protectors, our providers. It was safe to trust our parents and to surrender to their love and guidance. Then the crown chakra opens and is comfortable opening up to that higher power. If you or I or anyone else wasn't safe, then that surrender to this point where we are right here, right now, becomes a very difficult thing to allow. Because our original trust issues must be re-examined. I know I've heard myself saying on numerous occasions on my path through this journey of mine, I'm in the process to learning to trust. At the 4 years old, I took the hand of someone that I shouldn't have trusted. It's a big pill to swallow. But it's the journey. It's the journey, and it's the contrast. Like I said, with that early contrast, I have comfort in the words of, Abraham Hicks saying, that means you didn't come here to play the weakest team. You came here on purpose. And if there's anything that I know without knowing that I know, is I know that I came here with a purpose. I know that we all come back with a purpose. So when we surrender to a higher power, it does not require us to relinquish lower states, but does involve a release of that which separates us from the rest of creation. It's that unification, it's that oneness. It's that oneness. To surrender is to release our defenses, to let go of attachment, to trust the universe. And as we let go of the small places we hold so tightly, we are lifted and carried into grace, which I believe is that path of transcendence and immanence that we talked about yesterday, and where we can embrace that. Where you can embrace that when we can say to ourselves, how would I behave if I knew I were a god or a goddess? And everything I did in every moment of every day had that level of an impact. Because we are that. We are that god or goddess. Every minute of every day does have that impact. And we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. And what are mistakes? Mistakes are the involutionary portion of the evolution. Sometimes we self-sabotage. Sometimes we cut ourselves down. Sometimes we may even cut other people down. Yes, we are more powerful than we think. Just as we, as parents, can look at children and know that they were smarter and give them more credit than what we think. Inner city kids, third world countries, they have the same level of intelligence. We're all equal. We're all one. We're of the same vessel, the same blood, on the same planet. That's the work. When we work here, we work for all. We learn from all. We role model to others that we don't even know are watching us. Let's go into our grounding and centering and aligning. I'll stop here for that portion this morning. Thank you so much for being here. This is it's a brand new day. Let's get out there and play. Let's bring our imagination in and feel our feet on the floor. Take that nice clearing breath with sound like I just did, and take a nice deep breath. And with sound, so delicious. And down, down, down into that central core of the earth, through the rock and the sand and into the molten, and following that bright, powerful center point of Mother Earth, wrapping the etheric feet around that and drawing it up through the 4 points of the feet, spreading out our yoga toes as I prepare to go stand at the top of my mat and allow those to suction right onto the floor and feel the heels to balance it out, and up into the calves and the knees and the thighs and the hips, the lower abdomen, ensuring that we've got our deep diaphragmatic breath engaged as we give permission for this Mother Earth energy to come up and heal whatever needs to be healed at this time, and offer us safety and security as we breathe it into our lungs as beautiful Mother Earth hurts, and expand and wash it over our shoulders and open our wings and spread your fingers out as far as you can to the furthest points from your body. Feel your field. Take your hands up and down and feel your field as you bring them and face them to the earth, and allow anything that does not serve you to come out of your fingertips and direct it into, with grace and compassion, to Mother Earth. Open up your fingernails, the little windows, and let that flow, let it go. And breathe it up now as you disconnect from releasing what it is that you want to let go. Do a mental disconnection as you bring your hands back up into your chest and into the gateway of your neck, and wash that Mother Earth energy up, opening Sahasrara, opening that portal and allowing that Mother Earth energy to come out and over top of the body, feeling all those sensory points and the nerve endings of this largest organ called your skin. As we come into that still point, that rocking forward and backwards, side to side and in a circle, and just find that still point where we're aligning that hara line that we started in the center core of the earth, up through the perineum, the 2 sit bones that you can feel on your chair, and in through the spine, also called the sushumna, and the head, up to the highest point in the sky, past the solar system, past the galaxies, the cosmos, creating that fine superhighway to line to divine God, creator, source, higher self, higher power, universal force, universal energy, guides, archetypes, sages, seers, disciples, you name it, the place of many names, you call it. That point of creation. And invite that golden white light down in to the body, through the Sahasrara, into the head. Allow it to wash over the whole head. As you breathe into the top of the head, you're blending your oxygen with this beautiful golden white light energy, and allow it to touch every cell and every space in between its cell as we bring it down into the body, continuing to do that. Wash it over the shoulders, down the arms, to the hands. So everything we touch today, we touch with love, grace, compassion, and knowingness into the heart region. Expand into this heart region and into the lower abdomen and the hips, the thighs, the knees, and the calves, and the ankles and the feet. Breathing into the lower abdomen and the sides of the ribs and the back, fully engaging the full body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes, and from the tip of the toes to the top of the head. And be with this energy. This is where we go into meditation. Engaging that breath. Starting to step back from the day, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are, and stepping back into the breath. Now becoming fully engaged with the awareness of the breath. Fully engaged with the awareness of the breath. As we move into meditation and take 2 minutes here together as we go into our outro. Stay as long as you want, leave when you need. Let's really go in and find that still point. Be curious with the higher power, with your higher power. Where are you at in that journey? How comfortable does it feel for you, or uncomfortable? And it's okay. It's okay. Allow that curiosity, perhaps. How do you get there? If you're resisting something, how can you get there? A little pen to paper, a little digits to the phone, however it is for you that you can scribe. Asking yourself the questions. What is it that's coming up for me? What am I resisting? And if you're not resisting, find this place here and now. Find this place, call it in. If you have a question you want to ask, if you just want to ask for guidance and support for this day, allow me to be the best that I can be. Give me the power and the knowledge to change my life and the lives of others. Everyone that I touch, see, or vibrate with along my journey into this field of consciousness. May I lift my voltage so I have the ability to share it. Breathing in so hum, inhaling so, expanding the lower abdomen, exhaling hum. Realizing and becoming aware of how fine this breath is as you breathe it in and feel the coolness on your nostrils, and breathe it out and feel the warmth of the air on your nostrils. Visioning it like pouring oil, the smoothness of the breath. You can also count on the inhalation, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the exhalation, 4, 3, 2, 1. No pause, no jerks, no noise, and no judgment. Thank you for sitting with me today. And the mother offering this morning or this afternoon, evening. Turning on my high sense perception as I see what card is called to us this morning. Equanimity. Equanimity. Immutable peace and calm. Equanimity, immutable peace and calm. The divine is present among us. When we remember them always, they give us the strength to face all circumstances with perfect peace and equanimity. Become aware of the presence, and your difficulties will disappear. The divine is present among us. When we remember them always, they give us the strength to face all circumstances with perfect peace and equanimity. Become aware of the presence, and your difficulties will disappear. That's beautiful. How does that resonate for you? You're willing to try on that sweater? Wrap that blanket around you and trust the process. Check in. Be gentle with yourself. Most importantly, I hope to see you tomorrow. I love you, and make it a great day.